In this episode, I'm being joined by Sifon Udo. Sifon Udo is a teen coach passionate about education. She works to educate teenagers on sex education and is currently advocating for the inclusion of sex education in schools curriculum in her community. She also focuses on empowerment of teen mothers across Africa. She is the founder of Smartmothers Foundation, a non-governmental organization that focuses on reducing the rate of teenage pregnancies in Africa. Sifon Udo is a member of the Global Shepherds Community Uyo Hub in Akwa Ibom State. She is also the Deputy Coordinator, Young African Leaders Initiative, YALI, Akwa Ibom State Chapter. She is also the Coordinator of African Women in Leadership Organization Youth Council, AULO, Akwa Ibom State Chapter. She is an emerging leader and a holder of Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication. She makes my guest on the show today. So let's get to meet Sifon Udo a little deeper than that. Thanks for joining the program. My name is Nsebasi Valentine and this is Passion TV. Good day to you. So the big question is, what moves you to do the things that you do? I'll get back to you on the answer to that particular question, but I'm going to take it straight up to my guest in the house. Darling, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Firstly, I love you, Miss Val.
Oh my God, I love you too. Can I get a hug?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Don't get envious, though.
I'm so honored to be here.
You're a strong woman.
Thank you so much.
I love what you do. I love your passion, which is why you're here.
Yes, yes. I'm so glad to be here to share to the people of the world, everyone, so we could just join hands together, resources, voices
to make the world a better place.
To make the world a better place.
It's good to meet you again.
It's good to meet you.
Okay, so your resume is both intimidating and inspiring.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
Especially because it's part of the things I like to do, but on a low key. It's good to see that your voice is loud.
Wait, this is not a low key. This is really, really loud. This is loud. Bringing me up here to talk about what I do, to get you to join me. This is loud, Miss Val.
So we can make it louder now.
It's loud.
So let's scream it. Okay, so let's begin again.
Okay.
What is your story?
I'd say I have a very interesting story, and it's going to create empathy.
Empathy. You think I'm going to cry on set?
Yes, you're going to cry because, you know, going into social work, particularly working with teen mothers, it really connects to me. It really connects personally. But I'll start with when I started. That's back in my level 300 in school, in college. I noticed in the area where I was, young girls were making it a competition to get pregnant, and I was really worried because for me, I feel that young women have a whole lot to do, and the least they should do at the age of, say, 15, 16, 17 is for them to get entangled with men and then they just get pregnant, and that's all. Most of them, when they get pregnant, that's just all for them. So I took it upon myself because I believe that if you want to give someone a new identity, you have to give the person a new skill. So I started to give them, take them through the process of mind reorientation, and very well they have picked up. Most of them now are in school, and most of them have started, you know, learning tricks, and they're doing well financially. Okay, most of them have gone far in school, and their children too are in school. So personally, I have two teen mothers. I am the second daughter in the family of 5. I have 1 boy and 4 girls. The first daughter has a kid, and she's doing well, by the way. And my younger sister, at the age of 16, that was the one that really struck me. And I was like, if this can happen to me, it means it can happen to any other family.
Your younger sister?
My younger sister. She got pregnant at the age of 16. And, you know, the stories surrounding her pregnancies and the whole thing that happened. If there was nobody to stand up for her, she would have committed suicide.
Oh God.
At that moment, she was offered admission into college, and she was freshly out of high school, and being the daughter of a pastor, the whole thing just came into one. She was suspended from church by my dad, the whole thing. So I was in school and I got a call from Mom, Sifon, I think your younger sister is pregnant. And I got back home, and before this time, we had always seen my sister glow, looking beautiful, her breasts popping out and her face coming out. Mom didn't really know that she was pregnant, because she was like, that is the belief that we parents have, that our young ones are not reaching out, are not having sex, let me say it out. So she believed that at 16 or 15 that my young sister will not have a boyfriend, or she's not going to, should I say, have the feeling to get down with a man.
Maybe because your mother didn't have back then, you don't understand the woman.
It's just an assumption. It's just an assumption that we have. So we have to let that down. We are coming to that actually.
Okay, so you started pursuing this course because you had somebody very close to you that was experiencing it, was going through it.
I started.
Was that the inspiration?
The inspiration was back then in school, but
okay, so
fire
even
really
before
the story, you would just have the passion to do something. But when you have this broken leg syndrome, the broken leg syndrome is, you cannot tell me you understand how I feel if you do not have a broken leg like me. So now I know what teen mothers are going through, because I know what my young sister went through.
I was going to ask you if you're a teen mother.
No, I'm not. I'm in between, so I'm feeling the fire and all that.
You're not a teen mother.
So I am in the midst, and I am fighting for them. So it's more like.
So how many years have you been pursuing the course for teen mothers?
So since 2017.
2017.
So this is about 2.5 years plus now. So, but
how bad is it in our communities? Is it really such an issue? Are teenagers really getting pregnant?
According to DHS, we have about 31.5% rate of teenage pregnancy in Nigeria. That's amounting to about, say, 20,000 pregnancies every month.
Every month?
Yep. So
any statistics in Akwa Ibom?
In Akwa Ibom State, I have not really put my hands on it, but looking at our communities and the trend of things, you know it's really high. And for me, going into communities almost every other day, I know how high it is.
How many communities have you been to in Akwa Ibom State?
We've been to about 5
communities. Yeah. Would you like to say their names?
Yeah, we've been to Abak, we've been to Mr. Dibom, we've been to Itu local government currently, and in there we've gone to different villages, say Ikritamapanobo, Mbiaso, Obotai village, Obiopa campus, that area, and the rest of them.
So let's say in Abak, let's say approximately like how many teen mothers?
We have about 28 teen mothers in Abak. We have about 16 in Mbiaso. We have about 38 in Itu local government, like currently.
Wow.
And
so in this journey of discovering teen mothers, finding them and getting close to them, what would you say is the main reason why these girls are turning mothers at such very young age?
Lack of information. According to research, I got to know that in America, the reason for the high rate of teenage pregnancy then was abuse of alcohol. But over here in Africa, it's lack of information. Young people are not informed. There is no proper sex education, and it gets worse when it is not tackled from the root, when the family fails, because charity begins at home. When the parents
let me ask you this, growing up, did your mother talk to you about sex?
Hell no.
Did your father talk to you about sex?
No. And
what
then
about your pastor?
You want to go to hellfire.
And your teachers?
No.
So how did you
none of them
get the information about? How did you get sex educated, if there's something like that.
This is where personal discipline comes in. It is not everyone that has this principle personally. That is why we need to reach out to other young people, especially the teenagers and the teenagers like you, right?
Yeah. Like me?
Yes, you passed through the teenage age too.
Yeah.
Yes, you.
That's quite a long time ago.
Yeah, you know how burning, how hot that stage can be. You know, it's a stage you want to experiment everything and all that.
And
so,
you literally feel like
yes.
you can do anything and
Yes.
absolutely everything.
So if you do not have that personal self-discipline, yes, I know I can do this. Besides what we are being taught in schools, in churches and all of that, if a guy touches you here, you get pregnant, which is wrong information after all. So growing up, you get to discover yourself. This is what I want to be. I know if I get pregnant, it's going to be thwarted, because when you get pregnant, 3 years or 2 to 3 years of yours is going to be, invested into taking care of the child and trying to figure out what you want to do with yourself. So that's a big drawback. So as a teenager, I knew what I wanted. I knew what I really wanted for myself.
So I'm wondering how you knew all of that. I mean, you had a sister who is a teenager and got pregnant. So I'm thinking both of you were raised by the same parents, but how did you come out so well? I'm not saying she didn't come out so well, but
Yeah.
she sort of misstepped there. Okay, so
This is where individual differences comes in.
Okay.
I do not need to
would
think.
it also be value systems different?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Personal discipline, yes. I'm not saying my sisters did not have personal discipline, right? And self, value systems and all. This is me saying to myself, I am not going to get pregnant at my teen age. Meanwhile, I didn't even know that my elder sister had a baby at her teenage age until about, I think, 5 years ago.
Okay.
And the baby is about 12 now.
Okay.
About 12 now. So it's something my mom deliberately kept away. So that's the power of a woman. She's able to pay the pen, take care of the child and all. And meanwhile, I was nannying the baby. I didn't even know it was
It
my
was
sister's.
your niece.
Yes, that's baby. So
Women.
So it was, quite funny. But I had to look at my mom as a powerful woman from that point, because I'm now looking at the pains she has.
She had to go
kept
through.
away and the whole of that.
And it can be hurtful carrying secrets.
Yes.
And
So
it could be heavy.
So she just had to, at a point, just let it go. All right, Sifon and my younger sister, this is it. Destiny that's going around house is your sister's baby, and I'm like, what, mommy? So yeah. So personally, I had to discover myself, to know what I want. I'll keep saying that I know what I want, and I know the level of my relationship with the opposite sex. So
Okay, so back to our teenagers around Africa.
Yeah.
So you're saying the problem is that
Lack
they
of
are not
information.
lack of information.
Yeah, people say
what
poverty.
information should they have?
Sex education.
What
medically,
is sex education?
Medically and accurately, sex education. We have sex education is it is broad, okay, but it is topics related to sexuality. It is topics related to sexuality.
There is a big difference between sex education and sexuality.
Yes.
Okay.
So topics related to sexuality.
Okay, so
It is in that.
let's say you are now talking to the thousands of teenagers around Africa and the world over. What would you say to them? What is the education you would give to them?
Firstly, I am not a sex education expert. So
Okay.
we go with people who are knowledgeable in that area.
Okay.
That's where we do sex education sensitized, because this is where we get it wrong. Sex education is not biology. So I am not going to front myself in schools and start talking to girls. Just because I'm an advocate of sex education doesn't mean I am a sex education expert. I have the knowledge to talk about it.
Okay.
I am reading up on it, so I have knowledge of what I am doing.
Okay.
But when we go for outreaches and sex
You go
education,
with resource
we go with
persons.
resource persons that
That's
are
awesome.
knowledgeable.
That's
so we
awesome.
have topics from contraceptives to the different diseases we have. Self-esteem is there, life skills management. So it's a broad course. So it is far from biology. Yes, we have the whole teaching about the reproductive system.
Mind you, I'm a biology teacher.
You see, where the students take so much interest in, you know.
Okay, yes. I don't know how to talk to a child about sex. Honestly, that's very difficult to do. But what you're saying is that we should teach children, teach young people about sex. I don't know what age range. At what age should we
see?
Even?
There are levels of, as soon as your child gets to talk, right? Because we have molesters all around. Understand? As soon as your child gets to talk, let's say from 2, he or she is able to say hello, mommy, thank you, good morning. You should start teaching your child sex education. There are levels of education, you know. Even what we have
we're going to bring a sex educator on the show.
Yeah, we should. Yes, I have someone that come. So we have levels from the very young to the mature.
I guess the very young would include allowing them to call the name, the body parts, what they're called, right?
So we have, you know, there are some teachings where we do to younger people. We use this the traffic lights signs. We have the red, the green, and the yellow. So we use that to describe the parts of their body. We have the breasts, the red zone, the red zone down here, the red zone.
Why are you even saying down here?
So no.
Down here. Okay. Oh, that's actually amazing.
Yeah. So
the lips is the red zone.
Is the red zone.
Okay.
The breast,
the boobs are the red zone,
and the vagina, the very red zone too. So we have the yellow zones. The green zones, your hand.
You know, there's a way somebody can touch their hand and it's
it is a green
seductive.
Here.
Okay.
This is a yellow zone.
Okay, yellow zone. Why
zone.
Is the palm a yellow zone?
Because it can cause you to get emotional over a period of time.
Okay, it means there is a way someone can hold your hand and then transmit some kind of message.
Information.
Oh yeah. What are you doing?
I am telling you. So you need to know all of this. Parents need to know.
That's
so you need to tell your children the green zones. Someone can hold you, okay? So the bad information is, don't tell your child that when they touch her, she's going to get pregnant.
That's false.
Yes, that's false. Don't give them false information. Tell them the truth. I mean, tell them the truth and be open and let them make decisions. That's when they will make informed decisions. You understand?
Okay. So you want it incorporated in the school's curriculum.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that? How's the journey so far?
Because you have just said it, that you are not very comfortable talking about it with a younger person.
Yes.
And we have about 80% of parents out there who cannot even say it, who don't even want to, who don't see it as a topic to talk about. So this is why it should be incorporated in schools, like mathematics, English when they go to school, maybe every other day that are being taught.
But you know the danger of talking to innocent minds about sex is also like you're informing them.
Why do you say innocent minds? We have the internet, we have pictures displayed everywhere, we have
guilty as charged.
So young people, especially from high school, particularly in Nigeria, JSS1, believe me, they are not innocent.
I'll give you a little twist.
Please.
So I used to teach biology in some secondary schools, okay, particularly the classes SS1, 2, and 3. And so I don't know if it's even appropriate. So I'd come back home because I lived in the school and pick letters from my door at my doorpost, and these kids would be describing me and how they want to touch me. But they were so wise they never included their name. I had a culprit one day. Don't worry, the school knew about it.
So this is it. Even if you are not teaching, this information is going to help them, because the issues of sexual abuse is also going to be discussed. They will know how to guard themselves if they find themselves in this situation. So it's a holistic thing. The information is for it. It's not for them to to have sex.
Okay, so we have been talking about the ones who have not even gotten into it yet. So the word on the street you're giving us today is that we should educate them, and we should incorporate sex education into schools curriculum.
We need more voices like you,
Yes.
because we need to penetrate the stakeholders, the people who are going to consent to this,
And make policies to favor
policies to favor this, because it's really going to help if we have young people come up to be able to manage their decisions, you know, because truthfully, they are always going to have advances. They are always going to have it. The decision is in their hands to say yes or no. Or if they are saying yes, how do I manage myself when I'm going into it? What are the possible outcomes if I get into it? How do I handle myself if I get into any situation like abuse and all? How do I handle myself? How do I take care of myself and all? So it's a holistic thing. Parents, you need to loosen up. It's nothing so hard for you to call your female child and say, how did your day go at 10 years old? How I know you have a boyfriend. What's the name of your boyfriend? It doesn't have to be an emotional.
And you know, the
friendship.
thing is, if you don't talk to your child at home, someone outside is going to talk to them and might not give them the right kind of
you need
information.
to create that relationship, that closeness for your child to be able to talk to you. And when they are talking to you, you need to be very sensitive not to judge them. I have had so many sessions with young people, and I've been able to have them open up everything to me because I make them feel mature. That's the sense they want to have. You don't need to treat them like babies all the time.
Oh yeah?
Yes. So you need to give them that platform to express, to relate with you almost at the same level.
I'm thinking if parents do not take this up, it's going to be worse. Okay, with the numbers that you've mentioned here, it looks like it's already alarming. 28 where 16 the other way, and it too has 38, right? So what do you do with these teen mothers? And please, how do you get them to come out? How did you find them?
This is the thing, this is where the work really is, because it's not just about you want to fight teenage pregnancy, because I've had so many people or organizations come up to with placards and teenage pregnancy and all. They just do the street storm and just get to bed, get some money, swindle and just do anything. This is the work for you to get them to believe in you, to come out and even hear what you have to say to them, because firstly, these people think that
the society doesn't like that.
What do you want to do? Okay, because some people actually also have at some point brought them out and promised to do things for them, and in the end they swindle them and get to the government, get some money, and then they abandon them where they are. So they make the work so, in fact, triple harder for us to go in there with genuine interest and all to reach out to them for what we want to give to them. So this is where the work lies, getting into the communities to bring them out. So what we do a whole lot of community entry, thanks to Miss Va here. I had a private session with her because she is also a guru when it comes to community entry. Believe me, being a member of the Global Shepherds community with your help has really opened me up to so many things, and one of them is meeting this amazing individual. Believe me,
you.
have a session with her.
So did it help?
It helps, really, it helps, because we need to work with the gatekeepers and all, the youth leader and the village head, and you need to do a constant, sometimes we do a house-to-house talk. Meet them one-on-one,
go to the market,
yes, go to the church, talk to them, yes, and yes. So we get to do all of these things, pass through the channels we need to pass through, and then they come out. And the message is very, very key also, because
what message do you give?
The message of hope and rehabilitation. It's not just about the message, but the sincerity and the action. Because it's another thing to talk, is another thing to do it. Yes, presently we are self-funded, but we do everything it takes to move, because these people need to be on the move. When you bring them out, you promise to do this for them, and then you are not checking up on them time to time, they lose interest and they get back to their previous state, even worse than how they were. So they make it hard for you to go back and talk to them the second time. They'll ask you, you came like 3 months ago. Why did you leave us? It means you are not real and all of that. So when you're keeping tab with teen mothers, you have to keep tab with them consistently. So because they need to feel the warmth, they need to hear these words of hope regularly, because number one, they have given up on themselves. If you see them, they live like, you will see an 18-year-old girl looking 40. You want to see them, you come to E2 this Friday. 18 looking 40, because they have passed through. It doesn't mean that they don't have food to eat. Number one, it is not poverty. No, it's not poverty, because back then in the rural areas they plant, but they don't even have the information on how to go about eating these fresh fruits around. They have good air to breathe, but the thing is, when it happens, they feel that is all. And being that teenage pregnancy is a cycle, they were, this is it. And maybe a 16-year-old girl got pregnant, maybe at 15, they gave birth to their child, particularly the female. She will also grow up in that family with no care, no one to talk to her. She will also get pregnant, and that is how it's going to be. And then they'll grow up to see the mother doing nothing, maybe in the farm and all.
And then they jump on the next boy.
Set up a kiosk, sell fruits, and because that's a cycle. When
Such a vicious cycle.
So for you to even penetrate, to be able to see this, to say, I want to break this cycle, you need to break your back, believe me. So so this is what is going on. So we reach out to them.
Now you're getting to me.
I told you, so empathetic.
It's okay. Let's just live in English.
You cry soon.
No, I won't. Okay, so other than the message you give to them, the message of hope, of rehabilitation, what else do you give?
Like I said,
because they say a hungry man is an angry man.
Yes, as I said earlier, for you to give someone a new identity, you have to give the person a new skill.
So what skills
like
do you
now,
give to them?
We train them firstly on the 21st century skills. Like currently, we have signed partnership with Say You Hair Academy, an academy that deals with human hair, natural hair, everything about hair. And so we've also,
so you have some of the teen mothers learning how to make hairs.
Yes, and we are going to do the great work of creating a market for them, because this is it. You don't train them and leave them. You have to follow up, put them out there, let people see them, let people be able to talk about them and all, and patronize them.
It's just sad, It's sad.
Yeah.
When a child becomes a mother to another child.
And you see the other one,
the
lady is all squeezed and the baby had polio. See the health center, none of them is knowledgeable enough to work in there.
Is it that bad?
It's bad. It's lack of information. Because out there in it too, they have soup, they have fish, they have fruits, they have vegetables.
And they farm.
Yes, they should be looking really fresh, particularly in the rural areas, but no one is informing them. Okay, you want to
They don't know what to eat.
They don't know. They just, it's a cycle. So it's a belief system.
Wow.
It's a belief system.
Okay, so you have these partnerships with these people, so they can
here we've reached out to the Root Hub, where they're going to learn some basic technology skills, coding, digital skills, and all of that. So we are taking them through a process.
So what more do you need to get this really, really done?
We need so much support. Firstly, we need more hands. It is not a one-man thing. It's not something, okay, because I run Smart Mothers, it must be Smart Mothers that have to do it. No, we need more people, because we need more people to reach out to other communities. We need more people to learn how to connect with teen mothers, because they are a very sensitive set of people. Sometimes you will have genuine intentions to reach out and help them, but because of what they have passed through, they resent.
Yeah.
So you have to double up and get to reach out to them and bring them up, because plus or minus, whether we like it or not, is going to affect all of us
in the long run.
It is the children of the teen mothers, majority, that are on the streets, that pick up to be all kinds of social vices and nuances.
To survive,
we have to reach out. They are a very sensitive set of people. And talking about overpopulation, what do we have? It's still a part of it. So it's a very sensitive population that we have to give priority interest to if we want to have a developed community.
So do you supply them with relief materials too?
So much relief materials. We do also do some medical checks for them because most of them are going through a lot: cervical cancer, genotype tests, sickle cell, HIV, blood pressure, a lot of things. Most of them get pregnant because, like I think the other story we had, get pregnant because they couldn't afford a sanitary towel. So,
oh yeah, I read that story.
Yeah, so they had to give in to the next available man that it's able to provide.
How inhuman is that, man?
Okay, so
because a girl needs sanitary pads, you ask her to sleep with you so you can buy her sanitary pads.
That's where we are.
God.
So that's where we are. So we do this giveaway of sanitary towels to most of the young girls. We are expecting about 200 of them in it too. It's local government. So it's going to be massive on Friday, and I feel happy that we are doing this.
Yeah, I was about to come to that. When you're able to put a relief on their faces, when you sense that they've sort of woken up, that they're revived, that they are re-inspired, that they are finding life interesting again because of what you've done. How do you feel about that?
I feel this happy. I feel happy. I mean, that's the word, when you get there and you see them and you're able to make them smile, a genuine smile, because most of them are just giving a doctored smile. Okay, what are these ones coming for? But after a period of 3-4 months, when you've picked them through the process of mind reorientation, and then we get down to the trainings, and then they're seeing everything, they are beginning to be financially good and all. So they have seen it, the future is getting brighter. Okay, I've seen light, or life in a greater light. My child can now go back to school, I can also pursue my dreams. I mean, you just sit back on the team. Some time ago, when we celebrated our first year, we had to just pop and say, thank you, Jesus, for the grace for us to do all of this, because it's grace, and thank you for the passion and the mind to step into it and to be resilient.
Okay, so we're going to round up.
Yes.
Before we do that, take a time out and talk to a teen mother first. So imagine in your heart that there's a teen mother watching this. Okay. So talk to that person first.
Hello there, baby. You are more than you think. So many people think that your baby is a mistake. Believe me, nothing comes into a woman's womb and is a mistake. Your baby is a gift. It's just a gift that came too early. But you know what? You really have to brace up and take care of that gift, because tomorrow, that is going to be what you're going to show to the world. It's going to be a very beautiful testimony. Look at Tara G. Where is she today? You just need to get up from where you are and start doing something. What was that spark that you had before this gift came? You just have to be very careful on how you take care of this gift, because I am also interested in the gift. Everyone is interested. Do not mind their attitude. They are just afraid because they think you are too young to take care of this gift. But believe me, you have all it takes. If my sister can do it, if you see my sister's baby, my sister was delivered of a very beautiful, bouncing baby girl who is so in love with music. I'm going to do a video of her, and I hope you get to watch it. And now my sister is in school, building engineering, doing really well. Who said you are not going to make it? They are just afraid, and you just need to prove them wrong, because you are more. You are so beautiful. Get up from wherever you are, dust your clothes, pick up your gift, package it so well, and show your talents to the world. Show that talents, baby. I will get to hear from you. I love you so much.
Look at me feeling all loved up. It feels like they're talking to me. Okay, so now words to the parents.
Yeah.
the church, the school, government,
Please,
and
churches.
everyone watching us.
Please, churches, let us not spiritualize this. If you have teenagers and we, the sex education advocates and resource persons, we can come in and talk to your teenagers in your church. Let's not spiritualize this. It's nothing about religion and all of that, Christianity and all.
Have you read that story?
Mixed up.
A certain church suspended the wedding of a couple
because they ate in the same plate.
From the same plate.
Really so pathetic actually, but that is where we find ourselves. But for me, my concern is in the younger generation, our young people, adolescents, teenagers. We have to be, because they constitute a very, very delicate section of the society, and we have to give them the priority, attention. So please, parents, especially the women, you have to get closer to your female children, men. Please, you have to. If you do not know how to say it, come, let me teach you. You have to get closer to them. You need to talk to your child and not judge your child. And if you get to know
you something like she likes a particular person, and instead of talking to them on how to manage that likeness, you're scolding them and asking them to shut up.
Yes.
What is that?
What's that? So
when the hormones are all firing up, moving from the vein in the head to the one in the legs, God. So much to manage.
Parents, we need to loosen up, man. We need to loosen up.
And the schools?
The schools, yes, another one. The schools. There's this story. There is one other woman that also advocates for the girl child something abuse. She said there's a young girl of 3 that got abused in school, and the teacher was like, "Is it not just putting a finger in the?"
Oh no, don't do it.
So. What? She was like, she didn't know. So even teachers in schools are not informed.
Which school again is that?
I don't have to mention it.
Okay, please don't. Jesus Christ.
So it's, the thing is lack of information. Even teachers don't know this, and some schools resent when we go to do sex education talks. They think it's a regular thing, and all. Most of them say we should go. Most of them open up and ask us to come, but in all, we are going to we will still do this. We will keep doing it. But parents, the ball is in your court. The child you want to see tomorrow starts from today. Get closer. If you want to learn on how to give this sex education, you can sign up for it.
All right, so maybe you can give a phone number or an email that you can be reached.
Okay, 080-860-27710, or you can just do Sifon Udo 143@gmail.com.
Okay,
so we could talk from there.
Thank you very much, darling, for sharing your passion. You have a very beautiful heart, and I hope that
I love you, Miss Van.
I hope that nothing ever comes close to hurting to turning you away from this passion. I'll do what I can to support what you do.
You are doing so much already. Being here, looking at that sweet person.
Thank you, darling. So this is saying thank you to Sifon Udo, the teen coach and founder of Smartmothers Foundation, for coming on the program and talking about her passion, her love for these young people, and everything that we can do to make life easier for those who misstepped, and to make sure that those who haven't don't actually step into the other part of the waters. Thanks very much for watching our videos. Click and watch the next video, and please subscribe to our channel and follow what we do. When you do subscribe, click on the bell up there so you can get notifications of when we make the next upload. Thanks for watching.